Good morning, children. In the chapter Periodic Classification of Elements, Modern Periodic Table, Session 2. Henry Moseley put forward the modern periodic table. He put forward the modern periodic law, which states that the properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Later on, Neil Bohr and Bury worked on this table and gave the extended form of the table known as long form of the periodic table or modern periodic table. Children, you can see there are 18 vertical columns in the modern periodic table. Group number 1, 2, 3 to 12 and from 13 to 18. These 18 vertical columns in the modern periodic table, they are known as groups. That means there are 18 groups in the modern periodic table. The elements belong to group number 1. They are known as alkali metals. Elements of group 2, they are known as alkaline earth metal. Group number 17, they are known as halogens, and group number 18 elements, they are known as inert gases. Okay. Other than this, group number 1 and 2, elements of group number 1 and 2, they are known as S block elements. Group number 13 to 18, they are known as P block elements. From group number 3 to 12, they are known as D block elements. Whereas at the bottom there are two rows of elements. These two rows of elements, they are known as F block elements. That means in the modern periodic table, the elements are further divided into S block, P block, D block and F block elements. About the detail of SPDF, you will learn in standard 11 and 12. Just I given you introduction about the SPD block elements.
Description of modern periodic table. In the modern periodic table, the elements are well classified into metals and non-metals. Metals are placed extreme left and middle of the periodic table, whereas non-metals are on the extreme right side of the periodic table. On the borderline of metals and non-metals, all the elements placed, they are known as metalloids. That means in the modern periodic table, metals, non-metals are well classified or differentiated with the metalloids in between the metals and non-metals. Now, let us go for the periods. You can see there are 7 horizontal rows in the modern periodic table. These 7 horizontal rows are known as 7 periods in the modern periodic table. The first period, it has only 2 elements, that is hydrogen and helium. With only 2 elements, the first period of the periodic table is known as shortest period of the modern periodic table. In the second and third periods, you can see there are 8 elements. And with these 8 elements, the second and third periods of the modern periodic table are known as short period of the periodic table. Fourth and fifth. In these 2 periods, there are 18 elements. That means all the 18 vertical columns or 18 groups are completely filled with the elements, and these two periods are known as long periods of the periodic table. Whereas you can see 6th and 7th periods. Third group, there is 1 star mark in 6th period, third group, 2 star marks in third group, 7th periods. And these star marks you can see at the bottom. With one star mark, it is written lanthanoids. If you count the number of elements, there are 14 elements. That means these 14 elements plus 18 elements in the periodic table, total numbers are 32. So all these 32 elements are placed in 6th period. Likewise, if you see the 7th period, third group, with 2 star marks, and at the bottom of the periodic table with 2 star mark, you can see it is written as the actinoids. So all these 14 elements of actinides are also placed in 7th periods. So altogether there are 32 elements in the 7th period. So that means 6th and 7th periods have 32 elements in each, and with these 32 elements, these two periods are known as longest periods of the modern periodic table. Now let me explain you the position of first 20 elements in the modern periodic table, which you have to learn in standard 10. And after that I will explain you how can you identify the positions of these 20 elements in the modern periodic table through the electronic configuration of the elements. For which, let us start with the numbering of the group. These vertical columns, just now as I told you, they are known as group number. So let me give this group number 1. This is group number 2. From here 3 to 12. This position stands for the group number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. That means group number 3 to 12 will come here. Then here 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So these 18 vertical columns represent 18 groups. Now how can you place the elements in this periodic table? First 20 elements in this periodic table. So first of all, we will fill these columns with increasing order of their atomic numbers. Atomic number 1, then atomic number 2, 3, 4. Fill the boxes with increasing order of atomic number. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12. Leave these boxes. These are later on in higher class you will learn. Then come here 12. Then this box you fill with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So here you can say the elements are filled in the increasing order of the atomic number to study the position of 20 elements. Now, as you learned already in standard 9 about the atomic number of first 20 elements, so elements with atomic number 1, it is known as hydrogen. So place hydrogen, hydrogen will come in group 1, first period. Then group 18 here, helium, hydrogen, helium. Then third is lithium, whose atomic number is 3, 4, beryllium, atomic number 5 is of boron, 6, carbon, 7, nitrogen, 8, oxygen, fluorine. Then with atomic number 10, that is for neon. 11, sodium. Then 12, magnesium. 13, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. What I told you, we have to learn for first 20 elements. So 19, 20. 19 is of potassium and 20 is of calcium. So in this way, we can fill the 20 elements in the modern periodic table in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. Okay. Position of an element in the periodic table can be determined through the electronic configuration. As already learned, there are 18 vertical columns represent 18 groups. For standard 10, you have to learn the position of an element in group number 1, 2 and from 13 to 18. Elements of group number 1 to 1 and 2 and 13 to 18. Let us discuss first about the position of an element in a group. Valence electron or electrons decides the position of an element in a group. That means if you know the valence electron, we can able to identify the position of an element in the group. If the valence electron is 1 or 2, then the group number will be 1 and 2 respectively. Elements with valence electron 1 and 2 are belongs to group number 1 and 2 respectively. If the valence electron is 3 and above, more than 3 to 8, then the group number we can decide by adding 10 to the valence electron. That means the group number is equal to 10 plus valence electron or electrons. Now, the position of an element in the period. How the electronic configuration helps to find the position of an element in the period. The number of valence shell decides the position of an element in the period. Children, as already heard, there are 7 horizontal rows represent 7 periods. Period 1, 2, 3, 4. For standard time, you can go for up to 4 periods. So, this first periods stand, there is only one shell in the periodic table. That means K shell represent first period. That means when the valence electrons are present, that means last electrons are present in K shell, then the period will be first period. Second period, L shell. If the valence electron present in L shell, then the period will be second period. Likewise, third period, if the valence electron is in M shell, then the period will be third. And if the valence electron is in N shell, then the period is of fourth period. So through electronic configuration, we can able to find the position of an element in group and in periods. Find the position of lithium element in the periodic table. As you know, lithium, the atomic number is 3. That means it has 3 electrons, and these 3 electrons can be distributed in Kl and L shell with 2 and 1. How will you find the position of lithium element in group? So the valence electron, this is the valence electron, 1 is the valence electron and L is the valence shell. Valence electron and valence shell. The valence electron decides the position of an element in the group as it has 1 electron in the valence shell, and elements with 1 and 2 valence electrons are in group number 1 and 2. So here 1 valence electron, group number is 1. First group. Valence shell decide the position of an element in the period. So as it is a L shell is, this is first period, this one is second period. So we can say it belongs to second period. Group 1, second period. Example 2, carbon. Find the position of carbon element in the periodic table. Carbon, the atomic number of carbon is 6. Therefore, the electronic configuration K shell to L shell 4. That means it has 4 valence electrons and L shell is valence shell is L shell. Okay, so position in group. For finding the elements in the group, if the valence electron is 3 and above, then the group number will be 10 plus valence electron, that is 10 plus 4. So group number is equal to 14. 10 plus 2, 14. What about the period? As L shell is the valence shell and it is the second shell, so the group number will be second. So carbon belongs to 14th group, second period. Third example, find the position of calcium in the periodic table. Calcium atomic number is 20 and hence the electronic configuration 2882. That means N is the valence shell and valence electron is 2. 2 is the valence electron and N is the valence shell. So in order to place the element in the group, as the valence electron is 2, the group number is equal to 2. Valence shell is N, that means 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4th cell, so we can say period. N shell corresponding to 4th period, hence period will be the 4th period. That means calcium belongs to 4th period, second group in the periodic table.